Yes, guys, welcome back to the Natural Muscle Podcast. Today's episode, we are going to have a bit of a recap over all the shows over the last weekend. Um, Obviously, we had the Europeans over in Denmark, and we also had the the DFAC Worlds, as well as having a number of natural athletes competing in the PCA as well, over at the British finals as well, and some standouts there. So a bit more of a kind of a recap going over there. Obviously, neither of us were at any of the shows, neither internationally or at finals. So just kind of recapping over our thoughts through from that. Obviously, lots to go through really. So a bit more of a recap rather than a review this time. And starting off with our first winner of the day over in Denmark as well. The women's figure overall, which was within the amateurs, but also rewarded her pro status prior to coming into this event, and that's Vita as well. So yeah, shout out to Vita on there, and it's fair to say, I'm sure you'd agree with this, you kind of expected with her physique going into this that she'd do very highly within Europeans as well, isn't it, Finn?
Yeah, she's comfortably one of the best amateurs. So yeah, it was pretty obvious result. I'd have said. I mean, that's the thing with the PMBA. If people are getting confused, because she won a pro card the week before at UKDFBA, but they let people do amateur classes until they've made the pro debut. Rightly or wrongly, I mean, I've said before, I'm not a big fan of that personally. I think, like, if you've been deemed worthy of a pro card, like, because we've seen it before when at Worlds last year, some lads turned up, did the amateur bodybuilding, having already entered the pro show later that day. Um, and obviously they won their classes,
Mm.
but they were already pros and they were already entered in the pro class. So that's their federation, that's their rules, that's fair enough. But yeah, Vita, a comfortable winner. And then obviously won the Open, won the overall, got the pro status awarded again, and then actually jumped in the pro class straight after and came second to Anne Sophie, who we've had on here quite a lot, who is pretty unbeatable. Yeah, that one there. So she's a pro in, I think, all classes in the PMBA. She's a bodybuilding pro, a physique pro, and a figure pro. So yeah, she's pretty mad, and we've said before, like, she's pretty unbeatable. So yeah, fair enough. Coming second to her in your first ever pro lineup, that's not bad at all.
No, very good pro debut for her as well. And yeah, as Finn said, so if you've amateur to pro, kind of that step up, a little bit of a grey area with that federation on it, rightly or wrongly. But she was still eligible to compete as an amateur, and rightly she did so. Then moving on, so we're going to recap most of us British through here. I believe it's Ali. No, not who's on the next.
No, Barbara.
Barbara, sorry. And
Yeah, in bodybuilding. So she I don't think she was, obviously physique's her main class, and Becky was doing um, DFAC. So obviously Becky wasn't available to do Europeans. So Barbara jumped in and held her own. A top five in this lineup again with as you can see there, the pro figure third place was the winner. So again, you've got a high class level of athletes in here, and yeah, so she didn't do bad to say. Physique's actually more her class, and she is physique. She's not quite bodybuilding yet, but she obviously held her own and did exceptionally well.
yeah, very good result for Barbara there as well. And we're moving through to Ethan Kavanagh in our men's. Well, this is mixed pairs.
Yeah,
With Barbara showing again in this one as well. So Barbara and Ethan, believe placing second here within the mixed pairs. Not sure how many there were actually there on the
I think
day.
it
I'm honest. No,
I think it was just these three pairs,
three
because
parts,
it's yeah, not many do it. It's
isn't it?
strange,
Yeah.
like, and we don't take a team specifically for that. We just basically pick two people and are like, hey, do you want to do it? And I don't really know,
How did you?
like, what the criteria like for the pairing is. I don't know, like know, if you got Babacar and any other woman, do you win automatically? I don't know. Like, so yeah, it's and again, I think that's Sophie in it. So you know, she did a lot of classes over the weekend, won quite a lot of trophies. So yeah, it's an old school thing, but yeah, one that we don't obviously do at the UK level because well, it's just not needed.
No. I mean, it can definitely offer some very spectacular routines and a lot of stage time for some athletes as well, clearly.
Yeah, just a quick one. While Luke's getting the next one, if anyone hasn't seen it, the legendary Vicky McCann pairs routine she did at Worlds with Nigel. It's legendary. It's from several years ago. It's on YouTube somewhere. Go and watch it. Amazing routine. Like everyone who knows the BMBF's like watched it. It's like gone down in like history. It's like a really cool one. So if you have time, try and find that. It's definitely on YouTube somewhere.
Definitely have a look through for that. Then we'll through it into our junior class here, bodybuilding juniors. So we had Bert representing. Another tough one for Bert. I'm not saying as in tough as in the class, but a good battle. A well fought battle from those that was there who mentioned anyway. And him coming second place in his from only last month, it would have been last month to not placing to then coming second European lineup. It just shows, yeah, sticking to it and sticking to your guns, and yeah, rightly so. Fantastic athlete and great result for Bert as well.
Yeah, it was another split from what Adam says. So he's been on the receiving end of a few split decisions in favour of him. So obviously he just missed out on this one. So you know he's touching at European level, and he's at university this weekend. So I think it'll be his last show, I imagine, of the year.
Yeah, I believe so. So all the best with him on that one. We'll go through here. Next one. Yeah. So bodybuilding masters 40 plus. Forgot the gentleman's name here in place. Yanis. Yeah. Competed several times before as well. And taking a second place here to a very good first place winner in Utah. Thought he looked phenomenal when he was at his UKDFBA showing as well, and just narrowly missing on that first place. To a really conditioned Masters Pro now. But yeah, very good Masters class overall here. Obviously not from the photo, none of them are fully in a pose or holding flags up or whatever, but definitely a good standard of caliber of athletes here. So a very good placing for Yanis, coming second in the Masters over 40 class.
Yeah, he's did. I don't think he did. He didn't do the British.
Not this time, no.
No, but he qualified through doing the Heart of England because that's what Europeans was qualified in. So yeah, fair play. Good result because Uti's very good. We both said Uti's a very good master. So if you come in second to him, you're pretty decent.
Yeah, absolutely. And then again is another win for name's gone past me. It's not. Is it Dean?
Yeah, Dean.
Yeah, it's Dean. Yeah, Dean. Another win for Dean. And capping off and rounding off now a very successful season and taking up multiple wins, multiple hardware. Not just him, and also his partner as well. But yeah, I mean, his conditioning, his muscularity definitely shines, particularly for a grandmasters athlete, and bringing a good freshness to his physique. So rightly so rewarded at European level, with that caliber of physique in that class as well. So yeah, I'm sure he's absolutely buzzing with that one.
Yeah, and obviously Ian Scammell in second. So he's joined him on the podium. He again an ex-British champion who didn't do a British this year, but did obviously was invited to be part of the European team as virtue of being an ex-British champion. He's competed loads over the years in Masters and now Grandmasters. So he's really good. Like if you watch him, he still trains like really heavy and hard with the basic compound. So Ian's got a really good fit, like dense physique for his age. And yeah, Dean's he's one of his biggest titles ever now, winning Europeans. So he's been around the block, and he's just phenomenal. Like we said, there's not many better. Potentially only one better in this country, and that's obviously Andy, who beat him the week before. So yeah, fantastic for Dean, and a really big result for him.
Yeah, fantastic for him. And one of our legends who keeps keeps competing year after year, Nigel Barton. And I think this is probably his longest season especially in recent. He's done multiple shows since probably the summertime, and he's still going as well, isn't it? And also done a couple in men's physique as well with some of the younger athletes. But yeah, great to see. And Nigel for over 60, still got a great level of like freshness to his physique, muscularity, and stays. I imagine he'll stay relatively lean throughout all seasons, really. Probably just like feel better that way, and he's always not too far off competing. And yeah, taking Europeans where he's he's competed at the Europeans before, so another title to his roster, and I'm sure he'll be buzzing with that one.
Yeah, he's a legend, and he just loves competing. I think he's been pretty much competing all year now. He just stays in shape now, pretty much. So I think he doesn't need to like really harshly do a prep. He's pretty much always in good nick, so he can jump in a show at a few weeks' notice, and that's what he typically does. So yeah, another international show and a big win for him.
Yeah, and another one to mention through on his routines. If you're ever at a show with Nigel's name's there, definitely worth sticking around and watching that. Or even if it's at the start of the show, it's one not to be missed. He's certainly an entertainer for sure. Then we threw into some of our open classes here, and bodybuilding open 1. I believe this is kind of in the height class, not it's height over in with the PMBA, isn't it? We have Ethan Kavanagh, I believe. So it was 5th place here, wasn't it? Top.
Yeah, I think it was 5th because 3rd and 5th on one side of the podium, 2nd and 4th is what it looked like it did. But then Chris Bolger put like the silver medal emoji on his story, so it made a bit of confusion. But I'm sure he came 5th. Because I know on some of the photos they stood in a different order on the podium, because if like, they were from the same country, so we could all hold the flag, which is a bit annoying if you're trying to like track results, because it's like you can't stand in 2nd place podium if you came 5th, like you can't do that. So yeah, good year for Ethan, really good season. So he's finished now, or at least he said he did. So a fantastic year for him. He's been in very good condition for a decent amount of time, and it's obviously very hard to hold on to that. So he's done exceptionally well, and really pushed on from his novice days, and cemented his place as an open athlete, and obviously started the season with an overall win, which was really a bit of a statement. But the winner in this class was a guy called Prince, and he won the bodybuilding overall and then placed 3rd in the pro show. So that's the level he's at. So Ethan was in very good company.
Yeah, very good class here, and another good battle for between Ethan and Marius. Since Ethan's first showing of the season, we're pipped into that. I think this was the first time Marius just got the edge on him as well. And then we threw into Bert's first open, show within the open, and taking a top 5 place in. I know he was absolutely buzzing with that. Particularly, like as we've said, not placing like the start of the month previously, but like keeping going to European lineup and coming home with a top 5 placing as a junior. A great way to kind of like not so much cap his season off, because he's obviously competing again this weekend, but great way to round things off towards the end. And then we have UT again in that lineup, showing his caliber and his class. And I believe the top three are all from Denmark, but with it, like I say, sometimes they're just there to kind of hold the flag up. But yeah, a very good class again here.
Yeah, really decent. I think the winner got his pro card as well, so
Yeah.
you know, decent lineup there for Bert. So trying it in the open, and you know, he's more than held his own. So you can see, you know, with a good off season where he's going to land in that tour class.
Yeah, absolutely. Combination of flags there for Bert as well. And we're going in. Then we're moving over to wellness, and not really a surprise with this one. Kind of expected, with which is fair to say, and no kind of like hit on the other athletes there, because she's up on the European stage with some great athletes there for sure. Definitely a bit more of a test for anyone going to like that European level. But yeah, and you're just that good, and particularly within that class, that it's what a lot of us expected, and rightly so. Her taking the win within this class. And this is again in the amateur, isn't it, for the wellness here? Before she went on and did the pro show later on. But yeah, another good win for Anya, and rounding off a great season for her. We'll get onto the pros a little bit later on. Before that, we'll move on to Ben, because this is a great one for Ben here, and particularly a very, very good lineup to be in as well. So bodybuilding pro, we had, as mentioned before, I mean, from our top three, Prince, who was in the who just won the overall previously in the amateur lineup. Then we had Christopher Bansgaard, who won the UKDFBA overall 2022, just edged Adam Power in that one. I know they had a good battle throughout that season. And then Ben Lloyd coming there. I mean, what a top three we have there. I mean, the top five overall from guy here is absolutely peeled. So yeah, very, very good. Great result for Ben. I know he was absolutely buzzing with that. And I know they had a good battle, him and Christian, on the day as well.
Yeah, he was a clear winner, which is saying something against Christopher, because Christopher's exceptional. And just the week before, Christopher had come second to Babacar in Spain in the WNBF, because he's pro in that as well, because he won his pro card in Ireland. And yeah, like if you come in second to Babacar, that's a win. It is, like, it just is, like, no one on earth, I don't think, can beat Babacar. He's just almost perfect. I think
Bad one, mate.
Dave K would run him close. But yeah, I don't think many others I can think of. It'd be good to see him against Julian in the WNBF Worlds if they both do it. Well, we're going off a bit of side tangent here anyway. But yeah, Ben to win this class comfortably shows his class. €3,000 as well, really good prize money for a natty pro. That's exceptional. So you know, the Danish Federation, who hosted it, doing things right and offering really good prize money. And I think they gave prize money out to, like, it was like €100 to all the class winners, the amateurs even, I think, or maybe they were the overall winners. But we certainly gave good prizes out, which they wanted to do, and they, you know, we had a good live stream. They had the guys from Natty News Daily doing comms and the media, so they ran it really well. It looked a really, really good show to be a part of, and like I say, really, really good prize money. So a big title for Ben.
Yeah,
He's going on. I think he's doing WNBF Germany next.
and then Worlds, I believe, isn't it?
Sorry.
I think he's WF, MBF Germany and Worlds is in the plan, I'm sure.
I think that's what he said. So yeah, we'll see where he ends up. You know, obviously, I imagine he'll be up against Julian in both of those classes. So he'll get to do battle with him again.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a good battle for sure. And as things mentioned, for on the amateur classes, like DFNA, to actually be able to put some of the prize money into the amateur athletes, not quite sure if it was on the overall winners or the class winners, but they're actually putting some prize money aside for the amateur winners. So like winning a show, great, but also taking home some cash at the end of the day as well, whilst competing abroad for many of these athletes. Like fantastic way to kind of round that experience off. And then obviously hosted very well by the likes of the Natty News Daily and so on there. I think that's the wrap. That's day one, isn't it? From there, yeah. And then that's going to be our. I think, yeah. So men's physique, and then we see Nigel appear again. But before coming through into that, we have Masters, men's physique junior Masters. I don't know, you've had quite a bit of a conversation with this fella. So do you want to run through this one for us, Finn?
Yes, this is Leon or Leon. Apologies, Welsh name. Don't want to get it wrong. Yeah, so Junior Masters is 35 to 40. The PMBA only do it at like international shows for whatever reason. I don't necessarily think they have to, but then Leon actually won the overall and won his pro status. So he won the Universe and the Natty Olympia last year, and he won the Universe yesterday in the Junior Masters as well. So he retained his title, and I put on his post he could be the only British person who's ever unified all three, so European, Universe, and Olympia at the same time. So he holds them all currently. So that's pretty historical in its own right. So he's a really, really good men's physique guy, worthy of pro status. Arguably should have got it at the Olympia. He may have been given it, or maybe he didn't. He turned it down, but he clearly wasn't a pro because he didn't do a pro show at the Europeans. So he won. He won clearly in the overall, because obviously I don't think he had any competition. He didn't have any competition in this Junior Masters class, but then he did an open class as well. Won that, and then won the overall. So he's fucking good, like really, really good. And another top men's physique pro. We've got so many in this country, and he's another one to add to that. So yeah, fucking excellent for him, and like he was buzzing. And I think now he's in Universe, he's probably going to chase down the Olympia. And he might be, if he's the only person who's unified, and he's definitely the only person who's won them twice in a row. So and held them, retained them. So fair enough. Really, really good for him.
Yeah, great roundup as well for him, and yeah, just shows the caliber of an athlete we have here, and well, the UK as a whole, particularly within the men's physique division, many are very, very top pros. And then we go through onto men's physique grandmasters, where we got Nigel Barton again, top three place in here in men's physique. I believe it's his first season doing men's physique as well, isn't it?
He dabbles in it. I know that. Like he's done it before. He's done classic. He just does everything. He just loves it. So fair play. And he's obviously his upper body's mint, so he's going to look good with the board shorts on anyway. So and it's strange that he'd win the bodybuilding, but then wouldn't win physique. But I suppose different lineups, different criteria. Fair enough. But yeah, another podium spot for Big Nige.
Yeah, another good. Just collecting silverware, isn't it? Just absolutely loves it.
Just go back to the right. There's one that you just missed. Yeah, Leon and Isaac won top two in men's short.
Isaac.
So that's obviously where Leon actually had a bit of competition, but as you can see, he clearly won. And Isaac, a big supporter of the UKDFBA, jumping in and getting second. So fair play to him. He does plenty of shows. He's a big supporter of the federation. And Leon there winning pro status by winning the class, but then he was given pro status again because he won the overall. So as I say, very good weekend for him. And then obviously he's gone to Universe and won again. So it's not been a bad 6 days for him.
A very, very decent 6 days, to be fair. We've run our men's physique open to, well, basically a men's physique tall class. and third placing for our Brit. And funny enough as well, as you say here, the WNBF Pro in bodybuilding taking the win in this class here. So just to stand up there and just be just behind like a pro bodybuilder in men's physique, it just shows the standard and level they're at as well.
Yeah, good for Joe. That really good result. And he'll be buzzing with a top three at like an international show. Yeah, weird for that German bloke because he's clearly got like decent legs because he won his WNBF Pro card, where Steve Hall won his. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like maybe he's always done men's physique. I don't know. But strange one that you do men's physique
Yeah,
after winning a pro card as a bodybuilder because normally you transition up to bodybuilding from men's physique. But hey, look, let people do what they need to do.
now he's a pro in men's physique and bodybuilding, so one of them ones. So going through now and then through, yeah. So women's physique was our next one. Just checking I've not mixed one here, have I? No, we're through to our women's physique open. And no surprise, we've got the winner again within the coming from Denmark with that one. And was this a third placing or was
Yeah,
it's a bronze medal there? So I know that a lot of them are changing around for on the flags there. But yeah, a quality placing coming a top three within this lineup for her.
yeah. I'm sure at Worlds last year, and Sophie was or did the pro show as a physique comp. I'm sure she did because she did loads of pro shows. Like I say, she just won everything that day.
Well, yeah,
So I don't know,
yeah,
but she's really good. Like you're not going to beat her. So great for Barbara to come third, especially because second place is the girl who did UKDFBA figure and didn't
go for
place
the
because
physique,
too
yeah,
fucking good. Basically, she was doing the wrong class. And like we said in our review, if you go and do the right class, she's going to take a second here to Anne Sophie, which is pretty incredible. So yeah, for Barbara to come third there, that's like a win. That's a really really good result for her. And she loves competing. Davo's her coach is hoping she'll take a year off, but she competes every year. So he always keeps trying to tell her to have a year off and come back improve following year, but she can't stay away. So fair play.
fantastic placing again for Barbara there. Then we're going through Johnny Clough's on the end. Yeah, so we're into men's physique pro here. So as mentioned before, we're not shy with the pros within men's physique, as UK boys for sure. So we've got Johnny, Bobby, and
Joe.
Joe there, isn't it?
Yeah, Joe Badham.
Yeah, Joe Badham. So it's yeah, it's great just having. I mean, having three out of five athletes coming from UK and literally, as we say, flying the flag for us. Phenomenal there. So top two, so second and third, Joe, Bobby and Joe, and I believe
Fourth, it was Johnny
place
with.
for Johnny, yeah.
Yeah,
So just slightly missing out on that top three placing. But edging the WNBF Pro out there as well. But yeah, great result for the lads, and I'm sure this were a good day as well, having so many like similar faces around you, but all taking some good like silverware home at the end of the day for them. So fantastic.
yeah, good class as well because a few other good pros from around Europe missed out, and like I say, the winner. I think he's won the Olympia before and he's won Worlds, I believe. Bobby keeps coming second as a pro, so he's always on the receiving end of split decisions. It seems so. He keeps pushing. I think he's going to the Olympia next, so I hope he gets his win because he's been so close as a pro. Like he just keeps coming second, and he keeps turning up, and he's fucking mint and absolutely peeled. So you can't do much better than that. Joe was unbeaten as an amateur, so this was technically his first ever not winning. I won't say loss because it's not a loss if you come third at all, especially as a pro. So he did like a bit of a story saying it was kind of a new feeling for him to not have won because he won every other show he did up until that point, and he turned pro quite quickly. And then Johnny obviously making his pro debut. He'll be absolutely thrilled with that, as we are for him. So yeah, really, really good British showing there in 3 of the top 5. So yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, very good. 3 out of the top 5 from the UK. We'll go through. So it's over to, I believe, classics our next class, isn't it?
Yeah, Matt Chapman he won his juniors and then came second in the Open, I think.
Yeah, so classic physique.
As I say, it's
Harry Flagger.
look, I'm not gonna. I don't want to offend him because maybe he might laugh about it. I don't know, but Matt obviously is from Belfast, so I don't know. Like he did the MBFI show, which obviously is the Republic of Ireland. I believe is. I'm sure at least it is anyway. So yeah, Matt, you can. No one's going to ask for your allegiances, and no one wants to start that conversation. But yeah, great for him winning Junior Classic. Like we both love his physique. We both think it's so good, and I'm glad he had a junior lineup. Because obviously in the deep end at the finals, he was in the men's. A bit unlucky that day, just came out top 3. Whereas for me and you, maybe with his particular physique for the criteria, would we have had him higher? Probably. You know, he was in the class with Ron and people like that. And, you know, in terms of classic nature, is he more classic? I'd say so. Is he a better bodybuilder than Ron? Arguably not, but that's not the class. The class is classic. So, yeah, really glad he got his win. And then he tried his hat in the Open, obviously just missed out on a place in there. So yeah, really, really good weekend for him to finish his season. He's had a really good one, a European win, an overall win in Ireland, and obviously a few other top placings. So yeah, really made his statement as a junior, and when he moves on into the Open ages, I'm sure he'll be even better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it wouldn't surprise me if the UK start doing junior classic physique with how much it's growing as well. And I believe if there was, he would have been the British champion on the day as well. So rightly so, coming over, doing the Europeans and taking the European title in classic physique. And yet again, doing the open short class and taking top 2 play. I believe it's second year, isn't it? Or was he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just checking through from. I know they do the switch around with the flags, don't they? But yeah, the top 2 placing, which is very, very, very good and great way to cap his season off. Coming through.
There weren't any in that one.
None in here of.
Then I think the next one would be if you keep scrolling, in bikini, because we didn't have any classic pros, of which I think the guy who won Worlds last year, the junior lad, he won
Yeah,
again.
there's Caloria.
So in if you go on to just the next row down, the one in the middle, that one, yeah, is that not Polar? Yeah, that's Polar, the Masters bikini winner. So she won her class, which is fantastic. 2-time British champion and won Masters bikini, and I think she got a pro card as well, so that's really good. Damo's client, she's really, really good, and for like Masters bikini, she's pretty unbeatable, like for an amateur. She always does very, very well. So big title for her, and now in the pro ranks. And I think she jumped into the pro show and came 4th or 5th, I think. I believe so anyway. So yeah, good day for her, and yeah, she's comfortably a very good Masters bikini girl at amateur level, so she can move on into pros and see what she gets there.
Yeah, very, very good result for her. And as you've said, yeah, as an amateur with a physique like that within the Masters class for bikini, pretty kind of unbeatable, really.
And then I think Sarah Wilson is in one of these. She came 3rd as a pro. I think is that, or yeah, being the pros one. Sorry. So if you keep going up, because that's still amateur.
That's amateur in there.
Oh, maybe I didn't put a picture, but she did. She did a shirt. She came 3rd. So again, well done, Sarah, in her first ever pro show. And yeah, Nicola, the women's physique winner, beating Anne-Sophie again. So that's a pretty big statement if you can beat her at physique anyway. Because I'm sure Anne won the worlds as a pro physique. So for Nicola to come back and win that, a big, 1,500 quid, well, euros, that's not a bad day out. And then she got given the Spirit of Natural Bodybuilding Award. That's what that belt is. I don't know what
behind
that
it.
entailed, so I'd be interested. So drop us a message, Nicola, in terms of like what that was for. I imagine it's obviously for conduct, and like how she presents herself, like backstage, how she is with people, because clearly that's what I'd imagine it would be. So fair play to her, and that's a really big win for her. She's made a mark as a pro. Last time she competed, she come back very improved, and looked fucking mint, absolutely mint. And I think she's doing a show this weekend in Germany. I'm not sure if it's PCA Germany or if it's an INBA show. I don't think there's an INBA show. But I saw her. She was over in Germany, like I said, saying she was one day out. So it might be PCA because she did a PCA show before this, won it. Yeah, she's mint. She's very, very good. And if she goes to the Olympia, I'm sure she would be placing very highly, if not winning. Because I imagine, unless there's a really good American,
Yes, similar.
probably going to be the same lineups. Yeah, and if she's already won one, like there we go. So yeah, really, really good. Good win for her and a good cap off for the Europeans. And the Team UK won the team trophy. So obviously they collaborate all the best placings, and like I think they give points or they just tally up who got the most wins or something. And Team UK won it, and I think that's the first time. So yeah, really, really good weekend for UKDFBA. Coming home from Denmark with the team trophy, plenty of silverware and some new pros, and a good chunk of prize money. So not a bad weekend in. I was going to say Copenhagen, but it wasn't. It was in Aarhus, which is obviously a bit further out from Copenhagen, I believe. So yeah, looked a really, really nice city as well from the bits and bobs people on the stories.
Yeah, it looked like a decent weekend and a great way to wrap it up, particularly for Nicola coming on with 1,500 €1,500 and a lovely belt there. It's not a bad way to go with things at all. So yeah, there's definitely money there to be rewarded within the natural ranks for sure. And this is all through from the UK side. So we go for the DFAC now.
Yeah, in DFAC, I think we had an even bigger team.
Starting off with
the best part of 30.
our teens, sorry. So it was no shock with William Richardson. We can go through as pros as well from the start. So overall pro, male and best wheels, no real huge surprise during Brusco and what a physique, and even within the kind of the NPC is still pretty hard to beat his physique. And then Monique Coleman, our overall pro female. Like when you seeing this physique in person, it was phenomenal. Like a taper, muscularity, just yeah, it's bang on what you want within well for figure really. Within the natural realm, her taper and her shape is just phenomenal, and rightly so, a great win. I know she's listened to the podcast as well, so yeah, hopefully she enjoys watching through on this one.
Yeah, she's arguably, if not already, the best female natty we've like ever had. Like into like the level of muscularity, I just don't think I've ever seen another female natty with that level. We've had some exceptional ones. We've had some really good ones this year, but in terms of the quality of the muscle, like the condition of it, like
Yeah, that's fair.
none jump out at me. And if I have missed anyone, like or maybe someone reply and say, oh, someone throw the name in. But for the last 5 to 10 years, I can't think of one. I really can't.
Yeah, that good.
Like she's just that good. Like she'd comfortably win PCA overalls and probably a two bros. overall. Like, she could even win a Two Bros Pro qualifier, like, realistically. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, great physique and plenty of potential there with that. Pro Masters bodybuilding, Robert Peacock. Great physique as well. Like, what's
He's a legend. He's been around. He's done loads of pro Grand Prix with the DFAC. He's been up
yeah,
against Dave and Andy and Bob a few times. So yeah, he's a fucking mint athlete.
yeah, heaps of muscle there, and it's expected with a pro caliber physique. And Nick again there, and our pro classic bodybuilding. I'm gonna say it's definitely not pronounced as Michelle, is it? Michelle. But yeah, and within classic, and this is relatively new from both for BNBF and UKDFBA. I believe it was only last season. So it would be the first time, I believe they've had the pro classic bodybuilding, unless they had it at Worlds last year. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, it's very new. So a lot of the pros are new pros, and they actually had bikini at DFAT Worlds, which we don't, obviously BNBF doesn't host. So what we did is they had an open class, which was counted as pro and amateur put together, because obviously BNBF don't offer bikini, and I don't think DFAC normally do. So it was the first time doing that. So basically anyone could do it, and it counted as a pro class because they can't have an amateur and a pro because they don't normally offer it. So you never know. That might come into the BNBF. We'll see. I don't typically think Vicky's a massive fan of it. However, if she's seen it at Worlds, who knows? So keep your eyes peeled, bikini girls. You might get another opportunity.
Yeah, it could happen, and that's Alice with the win for within the pro bikini as well. And our overall amateur male, and quite a it's just a shock. Well, this was I think one of few athletes that has now got in the same season DFAT pro status, WNBF pro status, PNBA. Like yeah, Stefan, like kind of expected going into the show if you've already got two pro cards within that season. It's like, but you don't know who you're going to be up against. He's going to heavily be the favourite. But he has been beaten this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Just got a knock at the door. Yeah, he's. I think he did at the NBF maybe. But yeah, like
It was.
he, he's unbelievable. He's really good. He's
Was it
really good.
Ramon, wasn't it? He must have missed out to Ramon. That was the one.
Maybe, yeah, could be. But yeah, like, look, if Theo had done the UKDFBA, Theo could have also emulated that, winning the three big natty pro cards but obviously he didn't for reasons. So yeah, as I say, mate, he's fucking mint. He will go and do some pro classes and do very well. He might even do the Evo tomorrow or today, because that's this weekend, which is a big show in Germany, because he's German, I believe, and yeah, he's fucking so good. He'll just jump straight into pro lineups and place highly. He couldn't do a pro lineup at this show because they'd already done the morning show before. Obviously, he won his class, so hard to do that. But yeah, he's mint, and he's going to be a very good pro. Like, the muscle belly's on him. You can see there, like, he's so good. And our own James Alabaster came second to him in their class. So if you come in second to him, like, that's unbelievable. Like, it really is. So credit to you, James. Don't be disappointed to come in second to him, because he's going to win pro shows. Like, so that's the level you're at, James. So there you go.
Yeah, top pro already in the making. Some thick adductors there as well. And he's just got thick muscle everywhere, and rightly so, being our overall winner there. And the overall amateur female winner, Katharina. Again, phenomenal athlete, and to be
She's like the female Stefan. She won the AMBF overall, and I think she won the GMBF overall. So she's a WMBF pro already. She's fucking mint. I saw a pro today. She's brilliant. Her quads are ridiculous. You can't quite see because they're not silhouetted there, but like when she hits them, like they're really like thick, and her upper body is really really good. So she beat Becky in bodybuilding. Becky Starr came third, which is a fantastic result for her first season for Becky. But yeah, so again, Becky coming third to this girl, like that's no bad thing at all because she's absolutely outstanding. And again, she will be winning pro shows, so that just shows the level that Becky's at.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Very, very good. And then mixed pairs again here. So we had Christian Costella, our new pro, and Daniela in this one. I think this one was a little bit more planned than the than over at the with the UKDFBA, based on the routine or the kind of celebration here. I'm not too sure, but coming into
Yeah,
this.
These are practiced it a lot. I know that much because they do a lot of their content of posing together. If you go on their pages, so yeah, it wasn't like a last minute. Oh, you two, and also I think partners. I think I don't know if they're married, but they're certainly partners as well. So
Yeah, so but definitely a good moment for them, and like this is where it does come in, where it's okay, it's quite a special moment for it, but they're generally quite rare, so generally not too many within that kind of class there. It's actually in a little bit of a reverse order, whereas our heavyweight here. Do we not have a heavy?
no, there was a heavyweight. It was I think it was Fat. Did Fatty win it? I'm sure it'd be on there. So unless they've missed him, but if they missed him, be right because he's a well, as I say.
But then, so yeah, shout out obviously Stefan won the middleweights from there. James in second place, and also Alex Stang in fifth place.
Anthony came third. Alex was in lightweight.
Oh, Alex was lightweight. And oh yeah, Anthony was in So that was in dance class. Apologies for that one. But it's still a top five placing for him. Anthony in third place as well. So good battle between James and Anthony, two phenomenal athletes from the UK. And I'm sure they'll have plenty more battles to come throughout the years as well. Whether in the amateur ranks or the pro ranks, because they're both definitely on the cusp of that for sure. And another athlete on the cusp of that is Dan Sutcliffe. So in the lightweights. Fantastic for him to obviously get the win there. He's someone who's obviously been at European level before, done very well at European level before, but also that was with the PMBA, but also placing highly and taking the win at European level through the DFAC route as well. And phenomenal luck and phenomenal season for Dan. I'm not sure if he's still going as well. He's over in Cap CC.
I don't think. I think he finished. I'm sure he did at least anyway. I think Dan must be the only UK bodybuilder I can think of who's got 2 world titles and still isn't a pro. Because he won PMBA Worlds in 21. He actually beat AJ on that day. Because they were both in the short class, which is quite a notable achievement. So yeah, Dan's top low, super bodybuilder. He won this class clearly because I watched a bit of a live stream. Like he wasn't touched at all. And yeah, just unlucky that he came up against Stefan because again in the overall, having looked at some of the other class winners, he'd have probably won that had Stefan not been there. Which is unfortunate, but look, he's 2-time world champion. He's an unbelievable athlete. Unfortunately, for whoever when in 2 or 3 years when he comes back, whoever's in his class, he's not a pro, so you're gonna have to go up against him again, and I'm sure it'll come. I mean, it's not the be all and end all, of course. He's a 3-time British champion and a 2-time world champion. Like it's titles, not pro cards, is what I believe Lee Kemp always says. So if I don't think many people will retire with 1 world title, never mind 2. So unbelievable.
Yeah, very, very good for sure. And as women's bodybuilding, as mentioned earlier, Katrina classic bodybuilding. Just a brief shout out here. I think great polished look here for Leo Kogan.
He's actually he beat Jack Thorburn at the 2022 Worlds at the WMF and won his pro card that year. So, because I recognise him, I think he's from Israel. So yeah, he's always a very good athlete. So he won that class quite clearly from what I again saw. But again, you'd expect that from a guy who's won WMF Worlds as an amateur. He would have been in the middleweights, I imagine.
Yeah, imagine so. Yeah, imagine so. Very, very thick muscled in great condition to him as well. Figure, we had Beatrix in this one. Didn't see too much of this class, to be fair, in particular.
I don't think we had a British
I think
girl.
did we?
We did, which is a shame, but hey, doesn't matter. But Kim there, she won athletic, which is amazing for her. She just jumped into it because she didn't do a British, but she's again won British titles in all the major feds. So she's WMBF British title winner in their first year. 2022, she won UKDFBA British. She's won a BMBF British. So, and now she's a world. So she's pretty much won everything you can. I believe she's got pro status in the WMBF as well. So she's exceptional. She does other shows as well, like the ICN, NFM, I think she's done before. So yeah, Kim's fantastic. Unbelievable. Tons of muscle. And I remember seeing her once before. Her routines something to watch as well. She usually does an incredible routine. So yeah, if you ever are shown Kim's there, stay for a routine because it's usually pretty special. So yeah, she's outstanding. I don't know if she's carrying on into doing the WMF Worlds because, like I say, I believe she's a pro in that federation. But Andy Chappelle's a coach, so one or both of them might reply and say what they're doing. I think I'm posting her today, so she might reply and say if she is. But yeah, loads. I mean, that shot there, like fucking massive arms, massive delts, mint condition, like incredible.
Yeah, fantastic here, and it's no surprise that she's she's up there with going across the worlds and being up there with the pro athletes for sure. Because yeah, very very good physique, and definitely one to watch out for both physique wise and for routines as mentioned. Men's athletic, we had two athletes in men's athletic, didn't we, from the UK, Christian Hawkins and so right.
The British winner.
Yeah, got his name.
Adib, I've just said.
Oh, right, didn't come through on there. And then I know Christian was a little bit gutted through from placing through from there, but getting over to the Europeans for one, like for many of us, is a fantastic achievement. Anyway, I'm sure it's a season to be proud of for him, regardless, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I told that to him. He messaged the page. He said he was obviously gutted, but it's one of them where obviously you've come sixth in the world, like, and it was in a big class. There was quite a few in it. Adib obviously come second. He was told I think where he's a bit annoyed is he was told he's too classic, which obviously we've said before, like he could easily do a classic class. He's very good. He was told by the judges he's too classic, so we marked him down. But then he was frustrated because the guys who came in like fifth, fourth, and third, the Italian guys, were just hitting classic poses, and they weren't as conditioned as him and stuff like that. So he was just a bit kind of confused because he said the Italian lads, some of them didn't they had classic trunks on as well. So it was like I think they just kind of jumped in. So he was a bit confused, and look, like I say, we weren't there to judge, so we can't say from the pictures I saw, it did look a bit of a strange result for the. There were a couple of guys ahead of him who he clearly looked better than, but again, look, you put your trust in the judges' table and you accept the result, for better or for worse. But yeah, sixth in the world, and he looked fantastic. Can't beat that. And Adib, very good for him, second. You know, he won it last year, and so obviously, sorry, won Europeans last year, and to come second at Worlds, that's not a bad 12 months for him. So yeah, he's done really well in athletic.
Yeah, very well. He's always comes up very conditioned as well, and rightly suited for the class. As Masters figure, Daniel Campione. I think this is our next British. No,
Big
John
John,
Madeira. Yeah,
love him.
yeah. Oh, loves another one. Loves to compete, and you get a little bit of a trend with that with some of our Masters athletes, especially when they're high. Well, obviously a high level athlete, as John is there as well, and I'm sure he'll be buzzing with this one. Taking the win at Wales. In a competitive class as well. So there are a number of athletes within this class, but looking really sharp, looking full as well, and yeah, a great result for him, really.
Yeah, a bit of a personal one for me. He trains at my gym, and I was speaking to him yesterday. Actually, first time I've seen him since the show. He's in his 60s, still trains hard. He's always in good nick. Like, if you see him getting changed, some of the younger lads are like, I remember they're like, "Fucking hell, have you seen that guy over there?" Like, I saw him getting changed the other day, and he's like shredded and got. And I was like, "Yeah, he's a legend. Like, you should learn that some of these elders, if they're still getting after it in the 60s, they know a thing or two." And I had to educate him and say, "Look, he's probably been competing longer than you've been alive, and he's won most things." So he was buzzing with this. He was absolutely buzzing, because literally a year ago he did the British, and I think he did Europeans, and then he came back and he was like, he spoke to Vicky, who was his coach now, and she was like, "If you listen to me, I'll win you a world title." And 12 months later, he's done everything she said. He said he got the British wrong. Obviously, you were there. He came second. He said he messed up. He didn't elaborate, but he just said he didn't get it right. His fault, not hers. And then she kind of said, "Look, like, you need to get ready for the Worlds." So he's gone on, and there you go. He's won the one that matters, the big one. So I'm really happy for him. He's a really good bloke, humble. And yeah, he's still, like I say, he looks phenomenal. Like, even more so in person. Like, the quality of his muscles still at his age is unbelievable.
Yeah, great quality, and yeah, like I say, for someone over 60, an athlete over 60, to have that level of freshness with physique, very impressive. And then again, we've got Masters. It's actually over 80, isn't it, for Ted Clifton? And that is just great to see. Ted, yeah, great entertainer. Loves coming over. Don't believe there's an over 80s class over at Worlds, but don't believe so. But I think it would have been the winner in the over 80s. So yeah, huge shout out to Ted there. He always puts on a show, and you can even see from all the other athletes behind him there. They love to have his presence there, and it's yeah, it's good to see for sure. Definitely lifts the crowd, whether it's at the start of the day or not.
Yeah, legend, mate. This is what it's about, into getting these guys over, and they put on a good show. Love to be there. And yeah, from what John was saying, all the grandmasters, ultra grandmasters, and Ted were all put in one class, and then they were just given the trophies where their age groups were. So it was a bit of a big kind of class, all kind of thrown together. But yeah, Ted is a world champion. In his 80s. It's not a bad you can be telling his friends and family. Some of them. You might look at this bloke, in the shops or something, and he turns around and says, "Oh, a world champion bodybuilder won a show last week," and people might think, "Oh yeah, what?" But then look, proof's in the pudding, mate. He's still got it, and credit to him, and then inspires everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely inspirational for sure. Another, yeah, great physique here for our Masters over 40 as well, Martin Paler. Just a brief shout out through for him, and an athlete that you tend to find this as well with the kind of over 40s class, that they do very well within some of our open classes here as well, and he's certainly one that would do so for sure. Like, good level of muscularity to him, and great conditioning overall. then we're through. We'll do these in the correct order as it's coming through as well, because I know like teams was on at the start. And I'm sure he's absolutely buzzing with this one. Charlie Cuthbert taking the world's junior title. And yeah, capping off a fantastic season as well, and made huge improvements in 2022. And this was kind of like cherry on top of the cake, really, for him. Sound lad as well, and you can tell he's absolutely buzzing with that result as well. And yeah, his improvements have definitely shone through this season, and it goes to show it's like if you be productive within that time, and you can come back and you can go from placings where you're not too happy on, and then coming home with a world title there. So yeah, phenomenal for Charlie there.
Yeah, he'll be over the moon with that. He's had a fantastic year. And then obviously he'll be going into the Open his next time out, which he'll be very, very at home in. I'm sure, you know, he's got a really good frame, really good aesthetics, you know, good just natural shape to him. So he's going to be very, very good as he moves on in. And like I say, he's a big title holder now. Excuse me. And Jack Fisher came third, so shout out to him in this class. And just shout out to Anthony and James Durham, who came third and fifth in the Masters over 40 class, just missed out. Anthony, we keep saying, is very unlucky. He keeps coming up against these very tough lineups. And for me, again, because I really like the look of his physique, he's one of them where I think I'd place you higher personally, but you know, the judges judge how they see it. But when I saw him hitting some of the shots in compared to the other two in the top three, I had him winning those shots. But maybe it's personal bias. But yeah, so I think Anthony can consider himself a bit unlucky this year, but he still had a phenomenal year. But yeah, Charlie will be buzzing with this. You know, he hasn't placed outside the top three in any show he's done this year, which is not bad to say it all at British level or at world level. So credit to him, and yeah, it'd be great to see him back as an open guy whenever that time is.
Yeah, phenomenal result for him. And yeah, as mentioned, the likes of like Anthony, yeah, phenomenal physique. Just keep chipping away, you'll get the result you're after from there. And then Valentine Kim there. But before moving on, and what a way to start the show off as well for us. Obviously, DFAC, they do it like the BMBF with the pre-judging, and then obviously the evening show, the routines as well. But yeah, great way to go into the evening show, particularly for the UK and particularly for Will, taking the teen title there. And yeah, what what a great bodybuilder for a teenager. Heaps of muscle, great presence on stage with his height as well, good conditioning, great structure, and he's one to watch for the future for sure, isn't he?
Absolutely. He went three for three at British level, and I think
Again this week.
yeah. So he's gone to Universe, and he's doing. I think he does want to do WMF Worlds. Obviously, they haven't hosted a team class for years, for several years. One of the last years might have even been when Jack Richardson won it, who is now an IFBB pro, which is cool for him, and he's a really good bloke. They don't tend to do it, so it'd be a shame because Will he could have gone free for free because I imagine he'll win Universe this weekend. Today it is actually. But he might end up in the Open at WMBF Worlds, which is unfortunate. He'll hold his own. He absolutely will. But it's just a shame that they don't even have a junior or a teen class at WMBF World. That might change this year. I don't know. Hopefully it does for his sake, because then he's got a chance to do something that I don't think anyone's ever done before. He was a clear winner again, so he's just special. I imagine he's going to stay in the sport. Obviously, on what side of it is down to him. I truly hope, obviously, he stays on the natural side of things. But you know, with his potential, he can go to the top of the natty side very quickly. You know, he could jump into the Open as a junior, and I'm sure he'd win many big titles.
Yeah, absolutely. and no real surprise with him coming home with the win on that one. A few shout outs personally through from his through over the PCA because it was the PCA British Finals at the weekend, wasn't it? We'll start with got through from Adrian.
It was yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, this is just Adrian's one of them that even had me and Finn questioning, right? Is he still? Is he not? Because he's competed with the PCA for years, WMBF Pro as well. So he's competed with the natural federations for years. I'm sure many of you have seen him from likes of his posing and stuff. Very switched on with his posing, his routines are normally absolutely bang on. Very enthusiastic with it, and yeah, a great ambassador of the sport for both sides, really. But yeah, so particularly flying the flag high for us natural bodybuilders, and yeah, being the PCA Pro Classic champion and beating some very good bodybuilders within that class. Yeah, that's a phenomenal result for him. Also had a placing within that class on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what were you saying there?
No, I was going to say James Melville came
Yeah,
third.
yeah, we're
But
just
yeah,
gonna.
Adrian he did the first ever finals I went to in 2016 as a competitor and to watch. He was in the pro lineup. It was him, Rich Gazdecki, and I want to say Gordy Adam. So that was a phenomenal top three in its own right, and he came second to Rich that day. And again, I was looking at those two in the top, or those three, sorry, in the top three, and I was like, you know, how the fuck are these natural? Like, you know, because the first time I'd been at that, you know, a British final, and I was blown away by him. And obviously, he's gone on. Since then, he won a lot in WMBF. He moved to the PCA as part of like the judging panel and who set it up, I think. So that's why he's so involved with them. He hasn't done a natty show since. So obviously, I understand that's why some people were like, well, he might have just, you know, transitioned onto assistance, but he didn't look, you know, he didn't like add like 30 pounds of lean muscle, so it's not like you were like, oh yeah, he definitely has. And then you know, he's still got he's always had aesthetics. That was his calling card, and he's the legend of the game. He really is. And you know, he's beating he was a very good lineup this actually for PCA Pro. So you know, he hasn't competed for about 5 or 6 years. He's come back, you know, won it, and I think he might be going on. I think they've got a universe show or a world show at the end of like in November. Sorry, so I think he might be going on to do that. And James Melville, yeah, third, like fantastic bodybuilder.
As well. Raised.
Always in mint condition. He's a lightweight by trade at natty level, so again, he's probably giving up a lot of weight to these guys in this lineup. He held his own. You know, his back is unbelievable. It's just like when he hits a lat spread, it's like one of the biggest, thickest, you know, lat spreads in natty. And I think he gets underrated a little bit. He's doing WMBF Germany next week, so he'll be in that. So that'll be a really good test for him at a natural level. And then I believe he might be doing Worlds off the back of that. But yeah, fantastic for him in his pro debut in the PCA because he won the PCA British 2 years ago, which in itself is phenomenal as a natty. And then to come through it third in his pro debut is absolutely incredible. So yeah, he's so good. And he's a really good, really nice bloke as well. Really good bloke.
Yeah, I believe it was the same year he took his WMBF Pro card as well, wasn't it? The WMBF Ireland show, was it? Yep.
Yeah, the first ever one. Yeah.
Yeah, phenomenal result there. And I've just gone past. There we have Stephen Nicola, who's now a PCA Pro after winning the tone figure class. And we knew kind of coming in, her going into the show after her doing the UKDFBA and being such a standout there, we're like after competing within that federation for a number of years and placing very highly, was like she was considering nearly being there for the pro status on within UKDFBA with PMBA, and she's come even sharper for this PCA show, and she's took took the pro status there. So yeah, congratulations to her, and I'm sure she'll do very, very well. It wouldn't surprise me if she In the next season, she returns and she takes a natural pro status as well. Depends which kind of where she wants to go down with competing at PCA or multiple federations, like some of the pros do. But yeah, fantastic result for her.
Yeah, it was athletic because coach has put it there. She sent a message saying, so I got it wrong. Apologies. It was athletic figure. I literally just read it as well, so I don't know why I put tone, but that's just my mistake. Either way, great win. And she said, I think she's going into off season now, come back as a pro within the PCA. So she might do a natty show again, but she did say she was working towards a pro debut. So either way, fantastic to fly the flag at a PCA pro level. She's really, really good, outstanding. First time like she did a natty show with the UKDFBA, won a good class quite easily, if we're being honest. Impressed a lot of people, and then we were like, oh shit, like this, yeah, she's very high level. So, to win a PCA figure British is really decent because they are usually really packed classes, like really popular. Loads of girls do them. So to come out on top shows your level, and yeah, she's brilliant physique, and I think she'll do very well as a pro.
Yeah, superb. I'm not sure if she's continuing to Universe or not, but either way, it's been a fantastic season for her as well. I believe that's us all through from the PCA from that. Don't believe we had any more, did we?
Shout out to Mickey, came fourth in his in the amateur classic, so Mr. Classic, who's won all the classic titles this year, apart from the UKDFBA because he didn't do it. Yeah, he jumped in and came fourth, so really good result for him against the big boys.
Yeah, fantastic. And a great way to.
Keithy there, touch on him.
Yeah. So this was for fourth place here at DFAC Worlds. Obviously we had Ben over season the other. That was it for a lot of athletes kind of this weekend, right? Where am I going? Am I doing Wales? Or am I going to Denmark, or am I going to do Wales over here? It was Germany, wasn't it? It was Erding, yeah, just outside.
Yeah, I mean it's a shame, like, but the federations, they're all separate of each other. They do their own thing. It probably doesn't help things because if some of these, obviously men's physique isn't in the DFAC, so you couldn't do it. But if some of those, if Christopher and Ben were in that DFAC Worlds lineup, I mean that's one of the best lineups ever, like literally ever. So it doesn't help, But look, we can't control that. And then it becomes awkward for the athlete because then you feel like you're picking, and we know people can get upset from the federations that you're not picking their one. But look, you've got to pick for, you're traveling abroad, you're paying a lot of money to go abroad. You've got to pick the one that's right for you, and all those reasons. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but look, both shows are still really good. A great result for Keithy in that lineup and in his last show of this year. And it's been a great year for him to solidify his pro status after 2022, where he made his pro debut. And in that lineup, like it's not a shame at all. Like, I mean, these thing is with I'd say they're like the people ahead of him are older, but Julian isn't. Julian's actually younger than him. But Julian is
Daniel's not much older either.
He might even be the same age, Daniel. So these two are just phenomenal. And the fact that I think, like between like the three ahead of him, like they've got so many, dozens of titles and pro cards across multiple federations. Like, it's absolutely phenomenal top four, and Keithy more than held his own amongst that. Like, I think this was Robert's last show as well, so a shame for him he won't be at WNBF Worlds. But Daniel and Julian are moving on. They're both at the Evo this weekend, probably in separate classes because there isn't a pro class at the Evo. I don't believe so anyway. And I imagine imagine Julian will be doing WNBF Germany. Daniel probably won't, for reasons most people know. I think he's snubbing them from now on. Let's just put it that way. It's something to do with his client failing a polygraph. you know, who we're not here to pass judgment on that. So it will be interesting to see. So they might not face each other again. Because Daniel won't be doing Worlds in WNBF, because I'd imagine Daniel would have won the WNBF Pro overall, because he's not a WNBF Pro yet. But had he done the WNBF Germany, he'd have won that with ease, pretty much. So, yeah, fantastic. Great to see this kind of caliber of lineup in Europe, because normally you have to wait until the World Show, which usually is in America. So, yeah, if anyone was there, and I asked John, who was there, and he said it was unbelievable to see, and you can see Alex's comment there if you watch on YouTube. You know, seeing this battle was pretty special, and this is about as good as it gets, like, for natties. Like, so, you know, you put that picture and you say, look, this is natty bodybuilding. Look, the average person is going to be like, nah, they're all on gear, but, you know, it can be done. Like, we've seen what elite natties look like, and this is it. So, yeah, a fantastic lineup.
Yeah, what a lineup, and what all four of the physiques to kind of aspire to. It's yeah, phenomenal what can be achieved for sure, and a great way to wrap this up. And yeah, hopefully good kind of wrap up and a bit of a catch up of what's gone on over the last weekend. And I'm sure we will do something similar next weekend for the weekend that is ahead now. But as always, guys, we appreciate you for watching, listening, all comments, tags, shares, and we will catch you in the next one, guys.